workers' revolution spreads through the World Treaty Organization. Indian allies prepare for a counteroffensive when rebels strike, as the workers' rebellion has spread to India. And allies, the workers, are fighting to seize the means of production to avoid and being slaughtered by the wolves in sheep's clothing. In America, South America, Europe, and Asia, many revolts break out. I guess since the Great Facade War is imperialist versus imperialist, the workers need to revolt. Everything a soldier fights in a war of imperialism, they are treated like a meat shield. They are left to collapse like cattle with no bells to ring. They steal a key resource, economy, and they don't control the means of production. Humanity sees nothing left to lose and prepare to overthrow the system. Their soldiers on both sides are deserting to join the workers' revolution. This is a last chance for the workers to seize the means of production. Africa, they're scheming to take over companies, the foreign companies they sent out. But let's see the revolts. And while India, you have a revolt, but let's start with the European revolt continuing. As it spreads to Paris. Yes, it's now in Paris. And then it spreads to London. Yeah. And then to Athens, quickly seizing the northern part of Greece. Except thrice. And let's go to India, where the revolts start. And while Kerala decides to join the workers' revolt, as they spread, as one starts up here in, I think this is Bhutan's capital. Although we don't have Bhutan. Myanmar rebels, yeah. As India is forced to withdraw significantly. As these rebels manage to push to the coast, as they start seizing more land to control it. And well, let's go to see Saudi Arabia's revolt. Well, in occupied Yemen, they move up quickly, seizing Aden and Sana'a, quickly moving into Mecca, and quickly seizing the coast as they march to Riyadh, quickly seizing it. But Riyadh keeps fighting, and well, let's go to America's revolt, which starts in, as you guessed it, New York, as they quickly spread out. And while this revolt quickly seizes New England, with a second one in the Midwest breaking out. The Americans running around with revolutionaries seizing key areas. But they can still stand, or can they? Yep, California was like, we're done. Yep, they were like, we're done. And joined the rebels. Well, now that rebels are seizing resources, the capitalists are getting quite paranoid, thus meeting in Zurich to describe what patch to use. But a terror attack happens, and 5 elites are not in the best way, and they're gone. Yeah, gone. And Newsline reads, Workers' Unity Terrorism attacks mansion. As a rebel states, you capitalists can surrender now, you weaklings. You want our groups divided to secure your exploitation. No one is free till everyone. We can't rely on no one. No one is free till everyone is. We can't rely on the good actions, as they are vile. Liberation to us won't come and won't just the system. If you use a vanguard, it'll just return the system. And they mustn't let a dictator or a capitalist destroy it. We are united against evil. Where to Asia, Europe, and South America? Well, that's where we're going now. And let's see the rebellions expand in South America. Let's start with the Sao Paulo commune. Let's start with every city becoming a commune in southern Brazil. Even the capital somehow becomes a commune. With them quickly advancing north, quickly expanding their front line. And well, we're back to Europe, and I'm sure Germany's having a fun day. Within Poland, the Warsaw Uprising begins, which quickly moves to seize big chunks of Poland. With these workers now working on the focus of liberating Germany. And as they do it, they move down into German imperialist holdings. And Germany is completely brought out of the war by the rebels. With this being big news, as they launch a massive attack into France with no repercussions because it can't be secured, with rebels in North America. Yeah, Europe, have fun. As not Bordeaux, that's a lie. As Barcelona falls, France looks like this as more and more and more and more and more continues. As these nations have secured most of Europe, with them failing to capture Portugal till Portugal has the Lisbon Revolt. And the Lisbon Revolution pretty much dooms Portugal into the Workers' Revolution. And while they move into Poland deeper, as they manage to launch into Budapest, as they continue their expansion into the Balkans, and it's rapid. With Greeceland falling, with them then moving even further into their puppets, as they quickly have lands that look like this. As they're on the verge of collapsing a lot of Europe. Not very good for Europe, but it's good for them, the people. And as they move deep into Russia, they manage to seize most of Europe. Like this much. There's a tiny bit left towards like Moscow and areas, but not much. Not a lot. And as you can see, this is quite significant for them as the rebellions expand into Canada, starting in Vancouver, and then into Ontario and Quebec, quickly seizing huge swaths of land, and then moving into New Brunswick. Yeah. The Canadian commune becomes a success. As Canada collapses into communism, along with Alaska next. And then all these northern nations fall. And as the communists start seizing more, let's go back to South America to see how they're doing. Well, they managed to overthrow Ecuador, seizing it, because there wasn't enough military might in these countries to stop them. And same with Mexico and them. Yeah, it's not looking fun for them. Well, South America completely collapses with a lack of trust in the imperial Americans who've been imperializing their land. And while America becomes on the verge of collapse. So let's see how India is facing it. Well, for India, it's not very good. For starters, this is how it looks. As they take Delhi and basically take the Indian Empire out, with the Indian Empire forced to surrender. As this happens, well, yeah. Yes, this isn't great. No, it isn't for them. And it's isolated now. These groups are fighting it. And these nations having to plan how they divide the lands, but they haven't yet. And well, let's see what happens to Korea and Japan and China. Well, Japan and the center of the country, the communists sweep, quickly taking Tokyo and other cities. Then they moved to the south. In Korea, they started in southern Korea and they moved up. In China, they started in Beijing and started moving. Yeah, Workers' Republic. Not the same as the CCP, with a few nations left to fight them. But with Asia still fighting in America, but the workers have secured success by destroying them like a deck of cards. As a rebel states, the most dangerous state is a vanguard. The house of cards has fallen across. Only a few dominoes left. And we will win with love. We must work together for syndicates, communes, distributism now must march to victory. Let's destroy the oppressor. Well, where do they start first in this? Okay, the New World has fallen. That's not good. Probably not horrible, but it's fallen. And Moscow falls. And basically all the forces are either on fighting them still or failing, which unites them into the single unified red team. Which basically, yeah. What's left all joins together to form two republics. But Asia will be the first to fall. Why Asia, you might be wondering? Because it will be. And well, yeah. I mean the steeps of Asia. With communists attacking from both sides, while workers' republics. It's more syndicalist and communist combined. But yeah. In Australia, they somehow managed to vote for the communists. And then New Zealand. Oh, New Zealand, you're definitely pretty much Australia. Well, at least Everett wants to leave you to go there, which isn't great. But let's see how the red team looks. If they'll let me pick a green, let's see. And well, and then, as we see, the whole world order has went red. With all of us, from North America to Asia to South America to Oceania to Europe. And well, let's listen to what a rebel says. Long live the revolution. May we prosper in collectivity. May all men be equal. May ever I live in peace. May we never fracture to hate, pain, and oppression. United, the Reds will win. We may not be normal leftists. We are the radical libertarian socialists, left communists, anarcho-communists, traditional Marxists, lefts. Well, what's it? Yeah, when you collectivists, anarcho-syndicalists, libertarian syndicalists, and well, they're communist syndicalists basically. And never shall syndicalists communists. Never shall we be Marxist-Leninists. A vanguard would kill our liberty, freedom, equality, equity, merit, technocracy, and an innovation plus invention. Okay, the rebellion is a success, but can it continue to survive and salvate the world order? Or is it just a fraudulent, failed rebellion? Well, please comment your thoughts and theories. Also, if you enjoyed, please like, subscribe. Also, click the notification bell to not miss Alternate Future of the World, Part 12, on next Tuesday. And well, that's all. Wild Mapper out. Bye, guys.